You see, there are two kinds of law. This is a subject I love. I've been talking about this for years. There are two kinds of law on the earth that rule the whole world, but most people don't know that.
Said, be quiet until I get
Don't
through
touch me,
reading
you
this.
ain't a God. Don't you touch me. I am the living man protected by universal law.
You keep
stand
talking,
down.
and you're going to be charged with contempt, and you're going to go to jail.
You have already contempted this place.
No, I told you I would if you
trying to
quit
get down
talking.
here. These are the living witnesses to what you're trying to do.
Very
You
good.
are trying to create a fictitious, fraudulent action. You are trying to bilk the Federal Reserve by securitizing in all caps commercialized name
Sir,
and notifying them that they are standing in debt now. If you touch me, you will violate natural law. Do not come near me. I am
Then
protected
shush,
by the land.
shush.
Do not tell me to shut up. I am the living natural man, and my voice will be heard. That is the Jolly Roger. That thing you call the American flag with the gold fringe around it is the Jolly Roger, and you are acting as one of his privateers.
Okay. You're here on charge of arrest.
I'm here by special visitation.
Right. And
I've
you're
never
here
let
on
you get away with
obstructing
this.
of
You bet
police
I'm here.
officer. To each charge could be up to a $500 fine, up to 6 months in jail.
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live.
Well, you
To
pled
live
not
at peace
guilty.
and to live as I need to.
You pled not guilty in this.
I never plead. Animals plead. Sound like bah, oink oink.
I have a paper with your signature on it, sir.
It says prime evidence standing right through it. You bring forward all natural forms of evidence that I'm not prime evidence. I am the living soil. The dirt, the water, and the air has its own voice, does it not? It all supports
Sir?
forms of life, does it not? I am a part of that life. I am not your corporate fiction.
Sir,
Do not hinder me.
you're here today on an omnibus hearing. You've already pled not
I am
guilty.
here by special visitation to see to it that you do not tainter my natural living man's name.
Are you prepared
That's
to
why
tell
I'm
the
here.
court if you wish to go to trial on this matter?
This is a trial. Tell
No,
me it's
this
not.
isn't a trial.
Here's my
This is
jury
an
of my
omnibus
peers.
hearing, sir.
You cannot produce a jury of my peers because all juries are selected from a pool of registered voters, and the instant a person registers to vote, their natural ability is appear to comprehend natural law has been dissolved and turned into fiction. There cannot be raised a jury of my peers. It cannot be done.
Excuse me for just a moment.
No way. Get back here and finish this. Hey, get back here and finish this. The judge has left the courtroom. There you go.
You won.
Yeah.
There is nobody in this courtroom.
Yeah.
The judge has
Yeah.
walked out.
The judge has walked down.
I
Everybody up
said
and
no
out.
excuse.
Everybody up and out.
I'm not letting you
Up and out.
off.
Up and out. Up and out. Follow the man.
Next door.
What's that?
Thank you.
I've seen it before.
She abandoned the court.
You see, there are two kinds of law. This is a subject I love. I've been talking about this for years. There are two kinds of law on the earth that rule the whole world, but most people don't know that. All over the world, all governments are ruled by what is called civil law. Civil law goes back to a Latin word, civili, which goes back to the word illi. Oh God, I mean, we could go on for hours on this stuff. Civil law, which is called in all countries the law of the land. So you'll say, well, you can't do that because that's against the law of the land. The law of the land is civil law, Roman civil law, the law of the land. But there is a second law which also operates all over the earth identical. It's called UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. That is the law of God in the world of business. I don't care if you're in Japan, in Africa, in China, in Istanbul, Turkey. If you have a company, if you have a corporation, if you are doing business where you buy and sell and make money, you are operating on this earth under something called UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. Because if all countries work on a different commercial code, then nobody could do business with anybody. You couldn't trust Japan to pay you. Japan couldn't trust America to pay them for the cars, because everybody has their own laws. Under the Caesars of Rome, they established under Caesar that all nations in the empire that do business, everybody plays on a level field. If you do business in Africa with China, you pay them. And if Africa does business with American companies, you pay them. You pay. Whatever it is you're doing business, you don't mess around. The most severe law in this world is called UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. It's the Bible of business on the earth. Uniform Commercial Code. Uniform Commercial Code is based directly on Vatican canon law, on the Roman canon law. Consequently, when a ship pulls into port, it pulls in and stops, and it's called in its berth. The ship is now in its berth. Because it is on the law of the high seas, or commercial maritime, UCC commercial law, rules the seas. So when the ship pulls into its berth, the first thing the captain must do is to present a certificate of manifest to the port authorities, which means that the port authorities need to know how much is on this ship that you're bringing into our country and our economy. How many TVs, how many cars, whatever you're bringing, how much are you bringing into our economy. So you have to have a certificate of manifest of what is the value of your ship here. What are you doing? Consequently, when you are born, you come out of your mother's water. Therefore, you must have a birth certificate, a certificate of manifest, because you are a corporation-owned item. You are a human resource. This goes back to the German Nazi concept that every human coming out of their mother's water must be birthed. And therefore you have to have a certificate, a manifest, to see how much this individual is going to make for us in our new world order. I'm telling you that until you understand the laws, the symbols, the emblems, what these words mean, you're never going to suspect how far gone we really are. Did you know, for instance, that your birth certificate is a security on the stock exchange in the New York stock market? Did you know that? Because if you order your birth certificate, get a new one, order your birth certificate, it'll only cost you, sometimes it's free, it'll only cost you a few dollars. Order your birth certificate. On your birth certificate, all birth certificates in this country, on the bottom, it will tell you this is printed on security papers. Do not accept if not on full color security paper. Then on the right-hand corner, you will always have a series of numbers, red numbers, printed on the birth certificate. Those numbers are a security stock exchange number on the World Stock Exchange. You go to any good stock office and ask them, check these numbers in your computer and see how much your stock is worth, the certificate. And they will check it on the New York Stock Exchange and find your birth certificate is a stock on the stock exchange in America. Why? Because you are worth money to the international bank that bought you in 1930. We need to wake up. This is serious stuff.
I do not consent! I do not consent!
Confrontations with cops.
I am asking him for his supervisor.
It's what these people have come to expect.
And it is not a crime for me to travel without a license
When they don't follow the law.
I'm giving you a lawful order.
Sometimes police get so frustrated, these confrontations become violent.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is assault. This is assault. I do not consent.
In this climate of government distrust, those in defiance are staging a new rallying cry to stand up for what they believe is rightfully theirs.
But I do not need a license or identification at any time. This is America, right? Well, I'm going to place you under arrest. No, you need to read that before you violate my law.
That's the voice of Trent Goodbody.
It's about doing the right thing.
He's what some might call a modern-day sovereign citizen, but he doesn't like that title.
God is my authority, and he is the only sovereign there is.
Goodbody, a Riverside resident, believes there's too much regulation in government. So he's taken his fight to the road, where all of us spend a lot of time. But Goodbody travels without registration, without a license, and without insurance.
Insurance is a scam.
Knowing police will pull him over,
A couple cameras already running.
he's ready with a camera.
Okay, do you have any identification on you? No, I don't carry identification. I follow God's law. You know about God? How he gave us this planet in the Bible? Dominion over this planet?
Goodbody posts all his run-ins with the law on his YouTube channel, Freedom from Government.
Oh, I talked a great fight in court. You watch, bro. You watch.
His videos have racked up more than 18 million views. And now he's even selling what he uses in lieu of a license plate.
These are the tags I use. I'm about to go through Las Vegas right now with them.
The tag reads private, not for commerce use. Private mode of travel. And you can guess, that gets the attention of cops on the road.
Are you recording me? Yes.
If a cop came up to me and asked me for my license, registration, and insurance, I would ask him if he's planning on using any of those against me in court.
Because Goodbody believes in his right to travel freely, he doesn't think he's breaking any laws. And he doesn't need to prove himself to police either. Here's audio from a confrontation in Orange County that he recorded.
I don't think that you need to know who I am. Who are you? Can you give me your full legal name? You guys want something out of me? You gotta give me the same thing, same respect. You know what I mean?
Not really, no.
Why?
Because it's different for us.
All men are equal under the law. Is that not true?
Goodbody isn't the only follower of this growing movement.
I've complied as much as I need to.
There are thousands of people with similar beliefs all across the country. Defying the law
I don't consent to anything.
and posting their own confrontations online.
Are you assaulting me? Are you assaulting me? You're assaulting me. Help me. Help me. What crime have I committed?
I think that there's been a major awakening in consciousness, and I can't explain why. I just feel like people are finally coming out of their fog.
It's impossible to know how many like-minded people there are across the country because there's no centralized leadership.
Whoa. Get out now.
The Southern Poverty Law Center, that would classify them as sovereign, says the movement has been growing at a fast pace since 2000.
Learning to privilege, not a right.
Some estimates put numbers at several 100,000 to 500,000 people.
You want to push the limit? I'm not trying to push the limit.
I feel like the police have been misinformed to go out and generate revenue off of the people they're supposed to be protecting and serving.
You might be surprised to hear Goodbody isn't anti-government. He doesn't support building a wall because that would represent government restricting people's travel.
We didn't make this land. We came here, we invaded it just like anybody else would.
He just wants to be free with what he views as his natural-born rights.
As long as I'm not doing any harm or causing any property damage, I should be able to do what I want. It's America, it's supposed to be a free country.
But until the rules of the road change,
Really, all we need is 1 million people to do the same thing and get out here and travel and know how to talk to the cops. We would be a force to be reckoned with.
Goodbody and those who agree with him will continue their battle.
I do not consent.
Armed with their cameras and ready to document what they see as government abuse.
This is thuggery. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
Goodbody knows what he does comes with great risk. He has been arrested several times and has served short stints in jail. Luckily, he says he hasn't been in any major accidents, but he says if he was, he would pay out of his pocket for any damage.
Well, Christine, he makes money by selling his license plates and working as a reverend. While he doesn't believe in carrying a license or insurance, he does believe in following the rules of the road. And apparently very important that they videotape everything, because we saw lots of that tonight.
A bit of a following there.
Mm-hmm.